All right, welcome back. Today is day third, right? Day three of the winter class. And we're going to continue on our journey of tangible structure of soul and in spirit. Um, let's see if I can share the screen. How many people were able to listen the cassette, I'm keep saying cassette, tape, the audio tape, CD2?
I listened to it.
Listen to it. Okay, great. How was it?
Good. I did the one exercise.
Oh, good. So you finished the whole the CD2 then. Yeah, won
Yeah.
it. Wonderful. Other
I
people?
got most of the way through. I think I got to the last 5 minutes, but I listened to it just before the class was starting.
Okay, good.
Morphogenetic field and liked how it was going. It was repeating some stuff from the first,
Yeah.
but I like that because that reinforces the concepts and the Hova bodies and that. So
Okay, good, good. It's a lot of it at this point is getting used to the terminology, kind of feel for it, and hopefully placing your own kind of definition around. I tend to learn better when I have a kind of visual cue as well as the things start to connect to each other and then also relate to the, just relevant to your life, be able to apply to the more practical way. And that's when you really sink in, right? It's more fun. So hopefully you're going to have, you will get your own way of learning and what is the best learning or, what kind of a learning style you have. That's kind of a journey too. Getting to know who you are, you know, your liking and preference and things like that. And that's really fun too. All right. So just kind of a brief review on what we have, learned so far. Obviously, it's a lot of theoretical thing, but the main thing is that our realities and our identity is seeming to be not what we used to believe or be taught in a school this 3D world. Now, this is obviously a choice, but it's a part of the expansion of consciousness and think this as exercise and take it or leave it, right? As we go through a deeper now and understanding of what this teaching. So because this is a class of this theory, we're going to explore and go to the more linear way as this book being laid out for you. So first, we are learning the bigger picture that we are the construct living in this so-called time matrices that made of many dimensions and a different plane of identity we have or stationed that outside of this current aware self. So we are going back to all the way from the center of creation, a so-called God or the all that is, a creator, the point of all, whatever the term you use, it does not matter. Just to know that nothing to do with any religious establishment. Um, I'm not against it, but it's not. This is not for any of that. It's a pure spiritual learning, and this teaching will tell you we are not haphazardly shows up as a one individual, but it rather came out from the bigger collective, and then experiencing this manifest body in a very linear fashion in a densest place, so-called Earth. So going back to the quote by Rumi, I love his stuff so much because described in such a simple way, but in a beautiful way, profound way. Remember the word he quote? Say, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. So it is basically what this teaching is, right? Isn't it? You are the whole universe, right? Experiencing so-called life in this embodiment. So that's more accurate, right? Based on this teaching here. Now, we really feel for it, right? If that's what it is, we should be able to have this so-called at one moment, right? With this God's self at will, rather than try to figure out whole life, um, wondering who you are and why we are here for, and then what happened to us, right? If that's what it is. So this is a class going back to reconnect ourselves. So we met the Rishi in a previous section, right? And the repetition is a key. Good practice lead you to the better place. So yes. And then this second tape will tell you that soul integration, which is the next level of expansion processes, that where which group you came out of. So each and every one of us has soul matrices, or at least one soul matrix connected to through our heart chakra. That is the entry point and a connection point where our body, mind, and our DNA is, interrelated to, it's actually linked to the next heaven or Fuba body, so-called soul body. And this is where 12 of you come together and become one soul body. And some people refer that to soul family, right? So this is soul family is the one that directly linked to you, which is 12 incarnation of you. Once you all merge together to the ascension process, you become one of soul body. The soul body is made of 12 soul bodies and become one. So think of this, 12 of you come together, become fitting this one spot, and then another same thing will happen 11 more times, right, to become this whole. So it's a far bigger, the matrix that you came out of, or you call soul. So your soul is obviously far bigger than you here now, right? And as you merge yourself with this mindset of the archetype mind, that's what it's called, the dimension 5 mind. The name is archetype. It's a name. You will be progressively bringing in your soul shard or other incarnates experience into this embodiment. Right? So you will have this interesting dream, or all of a sudden has memory and history of other lifetime, or the start to experiencing the life simultaneously. So those are a little, could be little awkward or exciting, depending on which incarnate experiences that you're fond of or not, right? So this is a kind of like, to me, it was like a roller coaster. Some incarnation makes sense. Some are like, no. But hey, it is up to you whether how much you want to integrate. It is your option and a choice always. So the technique that it covers are fairly simple, I think. It's only 30 minutes. But before we go, I just want to explain. Let's go over a little bit so that we're going to be more and more same page. And apology if this is something you already know, maybe too much, you just stop me or jump in. So in the beginning of the lecture, that they tells you the human construct, anatomy, and psyche are actually made of how the cosmos are made. So the order and structure to it, and far bigger than you would imagine. It is really the only, so-called God probably could create such things, right? Now, the way they explain is a foreign, the time matrix, which is this is one of the way to express how the cosmos consist the structure. Yeah. I use like a cosmos because the universe, the term we use doesn't really fit. But well, let me try this. So this is a one universal cosmos structure. Like if you talk about one person, if you want to talk about the universe, the level, there's a one things, right, in a sphere. Let's say this is a one time matrix, so universal time matrix, okay, which contain the following 24 so okay, 15 dimensional matrices. So it is just like our body, 12 dimension plus 3, right? 13, 14, 15, which is called energy matrix that kind of like eggshell. Okay. So we have a 12 and 13, 14, 15 is around us, right? So that this 12 dimensional anatomy exists and be able to hold its shape. Now, what we don't talk about is additional set of 12, which is called light matter or antimatter that exists always as a set. But this is a next plane where we don't see or not going to experience for a while, but it's attached to it. So every time you see this structure, there's a more structure above it as a set, but just to simplify the things, it's not being shown. So this is a somewhat more complete picture. And actually there's a more, the parallel, it's not being written here because it's just too confusing. But so just, we just have to stop at a certain point, right? So, but this is a pretty good explanation of how the universal construct. So it is the 24. Why it's 24? Why it's not 30? Because this 13, 14, 15 actually reused for this creation here once again. So this is kind of like double door in a sense, be used twice. So it's counting twice. So the way our mathematical head, it doesn't make sense, but for them, it's perfectly makes sense, right? 24, 15 dimensional, two of the 15 dimensional matrices consist the universal time matrix. So I don't know you ever heard expression 12 plus 1 and 12 plus 3, it's equal to the same things. So 12, right, plus 1 is 13, 14, 15. It's actually come together, become 1 sometime, or sometime 12, 14, 15 is count as an equally weighted 1 unit. So it become counted as 3. And I don't want to confuse you. So sometimes people say 13, sometimes people say 15, and both are correct. And I'm sorry, I don't want to go too deeper than that at this point, but that's what this is mean. So please don't confuse too much why 24 and 15 dimensional matrix of two of them. But that's what it is. Two of the 15 dimensional matrices come together and became one universal time matrix. Okay. And this one is just come from this part, which is matter world. The creation is light, sound. As soon as you see light, okay, sound have to exist. Sound create space, and only after the space, light could travel. When light exists, time exists. The light gives you the vector, the direction. As soon as I have a light, there is a time. Okay? So every time I have a light, there's a time. When you go to the uniside, the creation of all, the 0 point of room, there's a no light, there's a no sound. So there's a no time. everything exists all one at moment. So it's this very different world, right? Compared to our world. Every time you see those light being, light anything, they are not in at home, are not the high enough place, right? Because they are manifested. They have a time also, kind of like us. So wherever have a light, there's a sound, and there's a matter, physical, some kind of physical embodiment, and there's a meaning. There's some spiritual lesson to be learned. Okay, that's what it means usually. So let's focus back here. Now this is 15-dimensional matrix, consists of 5 harmonic universe, or sometimes called Hoover body. It is the same thing. There's a 1 here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are here in this harmonic universe, and farthest from the center point. So the way we manifest from the core and go outwards and to dense and dense and denser, and this is a dense, most dense area. That our body is mainly made of carbon, right? Carbon matter, carbon biology. When you go to the second harmonic universe, which is consists of dimension 4, 5, 6, our biology becomes silica-based biology, right? So it's slightly lighter. The embodiment bring more light into the biological embodiment. So it's less dense. Thus, that time moves differently. You have a more flexibility in terms of space and time. Thus, you have experience more than one vector timeline simultaneously. So going back to here, we are in a dimension 1, 2, 3. What we are trying to do here to bring this to this, linking at least. Okay? And this is the use chirontic science, use of geomancy, specific symbol, geometrical symbol being placed on a particular place of your body with a color and a sound, if there's any, and that will accelerate these processes. Otherwise, it may never overtake a really longer time. That's yes, longer time. Unless you are fortunate few, I believe 1% of the population be able to do this naturally before age 33 or something like that, or for some case 12. The majority of human, it's because of environmental pressures, toxins, and those implants, and as you know it, intentionally be delayed, the spiritual awakening processes. Now for sometimes it's a good that we don't have a awakening too early, because the soul incarnate may not be able to handle, right, the very rapid awakening processes, which I don't need to worry about in this group, but it happened to the many of the young people that we know, right? So it's not necessarily, it's pretty messy sometimes. If you don't have a spiritual tool or the people who understand the processes, right? Okay, so I don't believe in this chapter we explain this particular part, so I'm just gonna leave this for you. Maybe we'll be able to come back here at a later point. Just a little bit move on here. I'm gonna show you the two symbols we used for this linking process. The one of the geomancy code is a blue pentagram. And please place a circle around this, like this. The blue is like one of the neon blue, like a electric. It really look like a light coming out or something. That's why it look at least to me. So this is kind of pretty accurate. I found in a web, so I just brought this one for you, the reference. The second one is White Merkaba star, six-pointed Star of David. And I also found a beautiful one here. It's a white, but it had kind of platinum shine to it. And again, I couldn't find the one, the circle around it, but please just mentally embed the image here, the circle around the Star of David. All right. So they explain to you very nicely why this has to be placed around this, just to protect the integrity of the blue pentagram. It's been misused for eons on Earth. So just placing this symbol may not be good enough. So you are placing this around it just to be sure, right? So it's a good technique. And then the place right on the near the sacral chakra where the control center reside. So basically what you are doing here is unlocking the place called crystal seal. Your chakra look like a funnel, like a bow tie structure, because the central point being locked, the naturally locked intentionally, so you exist here, but sometime um, negatively locked. Negatively locked meaning that artificially implanted so that the people gonna not be able to ascend, right? Those things being placed sometime. So we will use this symbol to unlock, right, and promote the natural awakening processes. So this is very important that you do yourself. I mean, at least try first yourself and onto your sacral. And that crystal seal is actually more than one seal near your sacral chakra. And that's needed to be unlocked for you to ascend or increase the vibration or frequency enough to reach to your archetype, the soul identity. So that is the exercise you're doing and directing you. This tape is directing you to do so. So I think that's enough, isn't it? I found this originally I thought it's kind of difficult, but then it's not too bad. It's only 30 minutes. So you probably be able to do this, you know, daily, like they say, twice a day for several months. So if you are very good, I guess it's the first 2 weeks, right? That daily, morning and evening. And then after that, you could only do a couple times a week, right? For several months. It's about like probably Easter. We are imprinted our archetype. So we be able to consciously experience our soul identity in a daily basis. How wonderful. If you do that collectively, right? It's so we're gonna do this tonight together. Now, if you just can't do this and then in advance because you don't have a time, whatever the reason, hey, bring your friend, set it tight, and this is basically gonna do the same thing. Um, there's a shortcut, but I recommend to do this way that they say first. Because it's probably better. Um, but if you can, I will let you on a secret. All right. Before I go through, do anybody has any question or comment? It's your class, please. Too far away. No question?
There's a lot in there, but and listen again to pick it up. But very informative. Thank you.
Okay. I hope it wasn't too much. I hear you're so quiet. So, okay, I think I better move on.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is this structure unique to humans? So extraterrestrials might have a different
Ah,
energy makeup.
oh my goodness, very good question. So you have some experience with this, David. So my short answer is yes, and it's also depend. Um, so the human was originally placed in this universe in a particular purpose. I know one was almost kind of like a police officer and to kind of serve and place the order to maintain peace. And second is, fortunately or unfortunately, experimental purpose where to bring those fallen being back to the ascension. Fallen meaning that they don't have, they'll no longer be able to have a pillar of light. You can create because they change too much into the blueprint, so they can go back to God self. So they created that this being has everything, and be once you be able to incarnate into this human embodiment with a practice with multiple incarnation, you'll be able to bring back your template. So that was actually was a God's greatest experiment, or what are those many kind of terminology are placed. But then there's that's why I was keep telling Diane you have to watch Clone Wars
Mhm.
because very similar. The what Clone War, even though animation, I really think this guy definitely got a download from those places because that's exactly looks like happened. There's a majority of being being against this experiment. However, it's already been made. 12 extraterrestrial or very highly spiritual being donated their genetic pool and created this 12 strand DNA so that anybody who wished to go, like to go back to original ascension pool, be able to just incarnating into this human body. This is why it called human was used to be called angelic race because it was like angel with race meaning ray sees ray holder the ray they bring all the ray so has all the rays to going back through the ascension um so a lot of those the being talking to us or around us the one that many of them are wish to incarnate into human or some of them are against this creation itself. They don't like the existence of the human race. So this happened in a negative force but also within a positive force. There is a spirit in terms of the thinking processes. The one that should let go, you shouldn't have any attachment for fallen one. You should let go of those things. It's unfortunate, but they should let go. Don't help, basically. You know, and then the one that it should be saved. We are responsible because certain beings feel more responsible for this thing, unfortunate event being surfaced and happen. So they are trying to create the remedy. So, they are obviously full for this creation. But I'm talking about this is, way before. It already happened, right? We exist here. But we this now, still the human has a 12-strand DNA potential. But then the original human template was far more powerful templates that at will, first of all, we never existed in this one, dense density area. We existed 4 to 8, right? Go up and down at will, basically, like almost like jumping in an elevator. You could go nines, you go back to fours, whatever. We don't even believe stuff like that anymore. But I'm sorry, David. Long story short, the lot of thing, being that probably you encounter or hear on the web, probably don't have this sort of human template. And then when you're going through the Indio training, there's a map. So I think you already seen that. There's a map what they look like. Once you get skillful, if you do this 12-dimensional 12D seal, when the linking going back, you start to see your DNA strands, the activation. And then I do understand some people read when being come, be able to read how many DNA strands they have. So some people are that skillful. And that's how you distinguish, you are who you are talking to, rather than the name or whatever. But anyway, I'm sorry. It's a really, really good question. I have to add too much. I had to add a color to it, David. I think we did an exercise, right? To how you read your DNA strands. And that's really cool exercise. We did that when we did the shadow class. And so reading back to this exercise, we are activating the fifth DNA strands in this exercise. And then in order to activate this fifth, which is going back to your soul body, you will activating a fourth strand. Now, many of us already activated fourth strand, but activation versus, how do you say the next word? Stay activated continuously, consciously, imprinting is different things. So activation will allow you to open, right? Open the door, but not necessarily you'll be able to go in and stay and experience. So more and more you activate and stay activated, and you consciously be able to access. And that's when you really know you are in control of that strand. So for example, if you are truly activated the fourth strand, because each strand has 12 level of activation. So there is a level of activation in each strand. Let's say, David, you activated almost all level of the fourth strand. That means you have astral projection and an astral experience at will. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's how you know you've been activated fully. So that will happen
Yeah.
before the fifth strand activation. So this is something a little bit more tangible, isn't it? So it's not something you go some seminar workshop and then somebody did something and then, wow, I think I got something, but I'm not really sure, versus this is something you will be able to record yourself. Because this is something very in reality that very near next to you. You will be able to. There are people do the astral projection at will, right? I actually do know people who could just consciousness walk around in a room and tell the people, right? You can find a cell phone and they tell you which room you left it, the cell phone. I think that's unbelievable, but that's kind of the example. So anyway, where we at? Do we have a time? I hope you do have a time. It's only 30 minutes. Would you like to do as a group? that activation? Yes, maybe, no?
Yep. We're good with doing
Okay.
it. Start now.
All right. So I trust you that you are in a safe, clean place, and do the 12D activation. Inhale, expand, and expand your 12D pillar. And then we will start. Just give me a second. Okay.
Technique number 2. Anchoring the fifth dimensional archetype, advanced of the Melchizedek voice system, tangible structure of the soul, accelerated biospiritual evolution program. In this exercise, the fifth dimensional geomancy control code, the blue pentagram or 5-pointed star, and the 12th dimensional geomancy control code, the white Merkaba star or 6-pointed star of David, will be used. Chakras 11, 18 inches above the head, 12, 6 inches below the feet, 13, within the Earth's core, and 14, 36 inches above the head, will be used for symbol placement. Sit comfortably in a quiet room without distractions. Loosen any tight clothing that might distract you from relaxation during this exercise. Begin with slow breathing while visualizing a white dot of light at the center of the brain in the pineal gland. Visualize the white dot of light moving downward through the central vertical current of the body, stopping the white dot directly over the navel. With the attention at the navel, visualize the image of a blue pentagram, the fifth dimensional geomancy control code. Breathe 3 slow breaths while imagining the blue pentagram spinning toward the left shoulder, clockwise. Clockwise spin of the pentagram draws electrical energy from the fifth dimensional unified field into the second chakra. After 3 breaths, visualize the image of a white Merkaba star, 6-pointed star of David, forming around the outside of the blue pentagram. Spin the white Merkaba star toward the right shoulder counterclockwise, while continuing to spin the blue pentagram at its center clockwise toward the left shoulder. Counterclockwise spin of the Merkaba star draws fifth dimensional frequency from the archetype identity into the 12th dimensional unified field, bonding the fifth dimensional archetype identity into the protective frequencies of the 12th dimensional avatar identity, the Christ itself. This aligns the intentions of the incarnate and the archetype identities with the intentions and evolutionary plan of the avatar identity level. Breathing slowly, allow the speed of the spinning symbols to settle into a rhythm that is natural for you. Continue to visualize the counter-rotating blue pentagram and white Merkaba star symbol code at the navel until you sense an energy fluttering sensation in the navel region. The fluttering sensation indicates that the wave patterns of the fifth dimensional archetype have begun to enter into the body via the core star crystal seal located at the navel in the morphogenetic field. When you notice the fluttering sensation at the navel, inhale and imagine the symbol code contracting into a white dot of light with a blue spark at its center, creating an image of a white-blue spark at the navel. Exhale gently, holding the image of the white dot of light with the blue spark at its center, stationed over the navel. On the next inhale, visualize a line of blue light from the blue spark at the center of the white-blue spark in the navel, moving and extending upward with the inhale breath, through the central vertical current of the body and out through the 7th chakra, up to the 14th chakra, 36 inches above the head. On the next exhale breath, visualize the white-blue spark at the navel moving rapidly downward with the exhale breath, through the central vertical current, out the 1st base chakra, down through the 12th chakra, 6 inches below the feet, and deep into the 13th chakra at the Earth's core. Once the white-blue spark is stationed within the Earth's core, draw a deep breath in, then forcefully exhale, imagining the force of the breath pushing outward from the center of the white-blue spark. Visualize the white-blue spark expanding outward on a horizontal plane into the symbol code of the white Merkaba star with the blue pentagram at its center. Imagine the counter-rotating symbol, the Merkaba star spinning toward the right shoulder, the pentagram toward the left shoulder, spinning within the Earth's core as you breathe slowly once again. With your attention at the Earth's core, inhale slowly while imagining the energy from the Earth's core, as well as the air, filling your lungs until your lungs have reached full expansion. On the exhale breath, gently push the air and the Earth core energy from your lungs outward from the center of the spinning symbol code at the Earth's core into the symbol code, visualizing the air energy increasing the brightness of the symbol code as it forms a crimson band around the outside of the symbol code. This process energizes the symbol code and anchors its frequencies into the morphogenetic field of the Earth's core. Continue to breathe slowly, on each inhale drawing in Earth core energy, and on each exhale pushing this energy into the image of the symbol code at Earth's core. Continue the symbol code energizing breath until the crimson band of energy around the symbol code grows more faint and finally disappears. Disappearance of the crimson band indicates that full blending of Harmonic Universe 1 and Harmonic Universe 2 frequencies has taken place, and the fifth dimensional archetype symbol code has been imprinted into the Harmonic Universe 1 morphogenetic field. When the crimson band has disappeared, inhale while visualizing the symbol code contracting back into the white-blue spark of light stationed at the Earth's core. On the next inhale, move the white-blue spark upward from the Earth's core into the 12th chakra below the feet and into the 1st base chakra. On the exhale, visualize the spinning symbol code expanding into the center of the base chakra. This process of symbol code induction activates the fifth dimensional archetype frequencies within the seed crystal seals of the chakra into which the symbol code is induced. On the next inhale, move the white-blue spark up the central vertical current into the 2nd sacral chakra. On the exhale, visualize the symbol code expanding into the 2nd chakra. Using the inhale breath to move the white-blue spark upward in the central vertical current, and the exhale breath to expand the symbol code into the chakra, repeat the symbol code induction process in the 3rd solar plexus chakra and the 4th heart chakra. Inhale and move up to the third chakra. Exhale and expand the symbol code out into the third chakra. Then inhale and move the symbol code up to the fourth heart chakra. Exhale and expand the symbol code into the fourth heart chakra. Once the symbol code expansion has been completed in the fourth chakra, inhale again. Then on the exhale, visualize the symbol code expanding outward from the fourth chakra and into the auric field, several feet out from the body. Continue to breathe, using each exhale to push the symbol code image out from the fourth chakra into the auric field until you can sense an elliptical sphere of white-blue energy building up around you several feet out within your auric field. Visualize your body as being suspended within the symbol code, and the symbol code as being surrounded by the white-blue elliptical sphere of energy. When you sense the elliptical sphere of white-blue energy around you, visualize this energy becoming a brilliant electric blue color. Continue breathing slowly. On each inhale, imagine the image of the symbol code contracting inward from the auric field toward the body and into the center of the fourth heart chakra, where it once again contracts into a white-blue spark of light. As you continue to breathe slowly, imagine each inhale breath draws white-blue energy from the white-blue spark at the center of the fourth chakra into a point of concentrated energy. On each exhale breath, exhale the energy from this point of concentration in the heart chakra, expanding the white-blue energy outward as a starburst of light into the body cells. Continue to breathe, exhaling energy from the white-blue spark in the center of the heart chakra into starbursts of light that shower through the body cells until the image of the white-blue spark dissipates, its energies fully expanded throughout the body. Now let your attention drift into the sensations generated by this exercise. Become aware of how your consciousness feels in this state of awareness. Relax and be with this mind-body-spirit state and allow the feeling of centeredness, protection, and unconditional love to fill you. Rest peacefully for a few moments with the sensation of love, peace, and protection filling your entire being. Imagine yourself encased within the spherical form of the blue-white light whenever you need to feel these qualities. In the beginning, this chelantic field mechanics exercise should be practiced twice daily, once in the morning at waking and again prior to evening sleep, until it becomes a natural part of your waking and sleeping rituals. Using an audio cassette tape recording of this exercise with headphones is recommended. Following 3 weeks of twice daily practice, the new frequency program generated by this exercise will be set within the morphogenetic field, and the progressive process of anchoring the fifth dimensional archetype identity frequencies will begin operating on a subliminal level. After this time, the exercise should be practiced 2 to 3 times per week, 1 time daily, preferably from a waking state of meditation, to establish a link between the waking and sleeping brainwave patterns through which fifth dimensional frequency can increasingly flow into the waking consciousness. After practicing this exercise for several months as suggested, you will notice your visualization of the color blue will move progressively more toward the indigo blue violet color spectra, which indicates you have imprinted most of the fifth dimensional frequencies into your Nada Hoover body morphogenetic field. Once the fifth dimensional frequencies are imprinted, the natural process of activating these frequencies within the DNA will begin. The activation of the archetype within the DNA and the conscious personality is regulated by the Oversoul identity level, the Harmonic Universe 3 identity, and depends upon the content and condition of the silicate matrix 12-strand DNA pattern within the personal DNA. The fifth strand of the silicate matrix will be accelerated by this exercise. The fourth strand, with its attributes of astral perception and projection, will be brought into activation prior to activation of the fifth DNA strand.
Okay. So this is the exercise, and if you skip the explanation and just focus on the exercise part of it, it will be about 12 to 12 minutes or so. And once you know the mechanics, you don't need to listen to it, just visualization and a breath, and it should be much quicker processes. So 2 weeks, twice a day, and you're gonna be getting an instruction at the subliminal level so that you're automatically doing that or behaving. And then several months, you will be consciously co-creating that or acting upon consciously, knowing where that coming from, right? Be able to construct a routine, reality, and your path. So yeah, give it a shot and see how and where you go. And it's really fun to share the experience. I'm sorry, it's got a little bit over than I was thinking of. Then I really want to have this reading put it in. But before I move on, do you have anything you wish to share from this practice exercise we just did?
Did the spinning pentagram and
Yes.
Merkaba,
Yes.
did they start in the pineal and move to the
Yes.
belly button, or
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
But they first joined in the pineal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it was I didn't think it was very good explanation, like toward the left shoulder, right shoulder. Because at first I thought you're gonna have to move to the actual shoulder, but it's just telling it the direction. And so once you figure that out, it's far more easier than what do you think? So you basically going through the activating um, the unlocking the seal using the symbol. And to do effectively, you gotta go back and up and down, you know, to picking up the instruction or the blueprint from the higher dimension. So that's why it's real complicated. At first of all, going inhale down, exhale up, and bring back again to the sacral, and then you're going up to the each chakra point to unlocking a crystal seal. So you're actually opening up to the your physical, embodiment and opening up to the higher frequency, reach to the next octave of frequency.
And the first Rishi meditation is already in your field then through the
Yes,
12th chakra and
that should be intact, correct. So I think it's you really want to have you feel confident, at least you know it. You're really overseeing all those things. So that's why the very first one it's important, and it's no shame to that to repeat that until you feel good. And then the tape is always here to do it And then also they're little, I don't want to say shortcut, but sometimes you want to be really sure, right? And it's that's what ascension stone, which is state exist, right? All of a sudden appeared on the earth. Because before people never heard of it, or what is that? And now you see everywhere, I think.
Celestine, Celestite.
Celestite, yeah. The pale blue one. And that has the exact frequency of the seal that we're unlocking. So I put some picture on the site. I think Skya got the biggest one I had. She
Did I
took
get one from you?
Yes, she took
Yeah.
two of it.
No, and I got one from you in Asheville?
I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe you
Okay.
definitely
Yeah.
have
All
at least
right.
one, and Diane has definitely one, at least one. I know David has one, so everybody got this stone. I know that. So look at the frequency of this and put some different lights on it. There's a sparkle of slightly deeper part of blue and a pale blue, and has a silver tone to it. That is the frequency, the almost exact match of the frequency to the basically this exercises unlocking that seal. So when in doubt, look at this. First, you look at it. By looking at it, you're activating your third eye. Inhale into the third eye, and exhale down to your sacral, and place this stone on the sacral chakra, near sacral chakra. That's it. And let body feel the frequency. Yeah, I used to obsess with the celestite things, and I just have to have the right celestite because each celestite is different and bring a different holding capacity. So I wasn't looking at the price, but I was looking at the frequency, and then I wanted to collect because I'm sure other people want to have it too. And so I needed to make sure I have enough. So when people say, "Oh, I would have that," I could give it to have them have their way. So I encourage you to do so if you happen to see a state resonate well with that purpose, Ascension Stone, the screaming, get it because you never know. Maybe this is not for you. Maybe for your friends and for your family, for your clients in the future. You never know. So that's that. Now, I don't know how much more appetite you have, but I probably better finish here, and I really want you to read that the paragraph here that I added under the additional readings. This come from the different energetic synthesis, but this person also translate the same text, and this is very important, especially you have awakening children or awakened being around you. And then also wanted to get to know a little bit more about background of this linking the 5D mind. This is another way that is described and very well written. Special focus on the dark night of the soul. That's particularly important for indigo children or the younger mind going through the early awakening processes. And then also very good things that written here, they're very informative. So I wanted to glance this over when you have a time. All right. So with this, the lecture 2 being completed, the tomorrow, right? So tomorrow is this the fourth day?
Sunday. Sunday is tomorrow.
Oh, Sunday's tomorrow? Okay. Thank you. Do you have a tomorrow too, right? 678Q.
Yeah.
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 Yes. Tomorrow it's gonna be day 3. So we're gonna cover day 3, and it's really up to you how much you could you can, but I mean, ideally, at least you listen to the lecture part. And if you have a time, go ahead, do the techniques. In the meantime, so that you kind of get the flow of it. But in the meantime, it is up to you how aggressively you want to advance. You could redo the DC, or you could just get right onto it. This a pentagram exercise twice a day. All right. So with that, I'm gonna stop share. Let's stop the recording.